How do I? Yeah, copy video link. 1 second, guys. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Let me go into studio mode. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Yo. Real time. Real time YouTube. Jotaro. 1 second. Yeah, there we go. Just gonna copy this. Why isn't it working? Hello? Why isn't it loading? Oh, there we go. I'm dumb. Boom. There we go. So let's just start by watching this video. I don't know what this video is about.
But for the first 4 of that journey, I've been coding for something like 7 or 8 years now, but for the first 4 of that journey, I barely made any progress. Finally, after all that time, just a month ago, I built and launched my first commercial SaaS product in beta after 3 months of building the MVP. Learning to code and applying those skills to building your own app or landing a job is difficult, but I've put together 20 pieces of advice that I wish I heard when I first started. These are
please don't be a
app just because that's what I'm interested in right now.
Like, I don't want him to start selling some code.
Engineering job, this will be helpful as well. Number 1, your idea doesn't matter. I've wanted to build my own iOS apps, games, and a SaaS product for years, but I was always bogged down in trying to find the perfect idea. I thought that if I didn't come up with a unique concept that's never been attempted before, it wasn't worth building. I think that's completely wrong and would actually encourage my younger self to build something that has been done before because it proves somebody cares enough about the solution. Your idea itself is worthless, I'm sorry. The execution is what matters. Number 2, for the love of God, start now.
Yes,
One of the
sir.
things I'm most angered with myself about is how long it took me to finally start taking action. I've been learning on and off how to code for years, but it's really been in the last 4 since I started my computer science degree, and really the last year and a half that I've actually coded consistently on real projects. When I was in high school, I would watch a few videos or code a super small to-do app once every few weeks, run into a roadblock, and then not code again for another few weeks until I felt some sort of motivation. If you've been thinking for any amount of time that you want to start coding or do it more, the moment you're done watching this video, of course, go and code something and continue doing that every single day. Number 3, no 0 days. If you're just starting to learn to code, every day that you're not coding will be detrimental to you retaining the knowledge you're learning from tutorials or...
Like, I actually think about also this too, because when you don't code for a day, when especially if you're beginning to code, and if you take a break from coding, I do think that you're not gonna make some progress. This is my case also. Like, from the yesterday's progress we did about like creating, like we learned about how to use state, right? So when after today, I don't remember how to use it properly. That's a problem. So I think you have to keep maintaining that pace, or else you're gonna lose.
Practice building projects. By far, the number 1 habit I've gotten into is coding pretty much every single day, of course outside of my day job, even if it was just for 30 minutes. If you're working on a large app, a small amount of time like that doesn't feel like enough to make any progress, so it's very easy to say, you know what, I'll take off today and get back to it tomorrow. But this is how you end up getting into a cycle of missing days and losing momentum. Number 4 is
losing momentum.
This for me has really helped me to show up when I just don't feel like it. There's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different things you can do with this skill of programming, be that working as an engineer, doing freelance work, building websites for businesses, making your own commercial apps, creating games, the list goes on.
I think that's a really good point. I think I should set some goals, basically, if I wanna achieve something, because without a goal, there is no point in trying, right? So I believe I should like create a goal to per day, like every day, to learn something at least. So let's just ask some AI to make me a roadmap for the next 30 days or something. Maybe not like 30 days. Let's see. Let's ask ChatGPT, I guess. Okay. Realistically, for someone who barely knows any H coding knowledge like HTML, CSS, and JS. I'm not gonna say I don't know anything. I'm just gonna say I know stuff, but I wanna learn React Next.js within 30 days. So I'm just gonna go like what do you say? I wanna learn Next.js within two 2 months. 2 months, ideally 1 month. Okay, I want to learn React in Next.js in ideally 2 months. I barely knows. I know very little of JS, HTML, CSS. So make me a roadmap to achieve in the next, starting from today for 30 days, on what to learn daily in yeah. 1 second. Okay, there you go. Starting from 30 days and daily. So the topics I need to cover. Okay, day 1. HTML6. Okay. Okay. What is next? Understand this? Oh my god, this is advanced level shit, man. So this is it. What is React? How do I keep track of this? Keep track of all this. Where to store it? Obsidian? I don't know how to use it. Google Keep? I don't know, like, okay, Obsidian, Google Keep, what was that one more? There's something called, right? Notion. Was the simplest and best one. Is there any better choice rather than these three, which would be a better choice? Okay, let's just do this thing. Wait 1 second, guys. Let's do this thing. Wait 1 second, guys. Google Keep. I don't know, like, okay, Obsidian Google Keep. What was that one more? There's something called, right? Notion. Was the simplest and best one. Bro, my audio is not very good, bro. I need to do something. Wait 1 second. Is there any better choice rather than these three, which would be a better choice? 1 second, guys. Hello. Hello. Let's just do this thing. Wait 1 second, guys. Let's do this thing. Wait 1 second, guys. Yeah. Google Keep. I don't know, like, okay,
Hello?
Obsidian Google
Hello?
Keep. What
Hello,
was
hello,
that
hello,
one
hello.
more?
Okay.
There's something
I
called
think I'm just gonna keep it like this for now.
Notion.
Okay, let's go. Oh my god.
Was the
Wait, okay. Oh, I think Todoist. I think this is a good thing. I think I heard this before. Let's see. Start for free. Let's see what is this about. I need a simple minimal no. I just want a simple minimal one, bro. Oh my god, I need to sign up. Wait. Minimalist. What is this about? Hmm? Web app plus Android if possible. Bro, this is my problem, bro. Like always. Full task. Okay, let's try workflow. I need to download. Can't I just use it? 1 second. Bro, I'm been using my main account for everything. I don't know if I should keep using that. Wait, my thing is buggy. My thing is buggy. So dumb, man. I'm so dumb. I am so dumb. I am so dumb. So dumb. I am so dumb. So dumb. Oh shit. Now it's echoing. I am so dumb. Oh my god, bro. Fuck. Okay, I think it's everything is back now. Okay. Yeah, that's my name for myself. I write paper. I try to remember them. Skip. Continue. Add task. Oh, is there a fucking dark mode in this? Oh, okay, this is it. Is there a dark mode? Exactly. Explore settings. Happy dark. Oh my god. Neo. Okay, Neo is the one. Yeah, okay, there you go. What is this? Bro, I'm just doing some nonsense shit, bro. Why am I doing this? I just need to keep it on my Google Keep, man. Right? 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I try to remember them. Skip. Continue. Add task. Oh, is there a fucking dark mode in this? Neo. Okay, Neo is the one. Yeah, okay, there you go. What is this? Bro, I'm just doing some nonsense shit, bro. Why am I doing this? I just need to keep it on my Google Keep, man. I don't know, man. Okay, let me do something. Let me just go with okay, let me just go with give me a simple minimal Kanban or for tracking my learning progress. Trello. Trello. Let me try Trello. Is this good? Get Trello for free. I think I have it already. Right? 1 second. Yeah, I think I already have it. Okay, let me just create a new one. Is there a template for learning? Agile, teaching, weekly planning. Nah, I'm just gonna create board. It's gonna have. Is there any? Okay, learn
Oh shit. Learn Next.js. Oh shit. Dismiss. T52. Okay. Capture everything inside. Okay. There you go. I know that. Thank you for telling me that. Okay. Now then what? I can just drag and drop with the planner. Drag and drop hide panels. Okay. Let's see. Okay, show hide panel. Okay, I can just click on this. Okay. Find a board. Okay. Ways to capture. Is it locked? Okay, board. Add new list. Shido. Pending. Doing. Done. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. I'ma use Trello. What? Okay. What am I doing? Yeah, there you go. HTML basics, CSS basics. Bro, I don't know anything. JavaScript intro. Back to the learning days. I'm not a good tutorial follower. I like doing things hands-on. So change the roadmap. Instead of learning, CSS basics, let's learn some. Let's do some milestones, like learn how to use state, practice, make a simple counter app, like that. State of the area, hands-on building small things. Okay, now the milestone is not really usually take something you accidentally learn. Yeah, this is exactly what I was trying to do. So day one, learn HTML by tags, make a personal website. Copies. I want to skip all of these one. Let's skip the HTML, CSS, JS part. Let's focus on React/Next.js. Let's do this. Okay, I done that. Okay, let's go. Pending. Day one. Day one, what are we doing to do? Setup. Can't I just make a Google Sheets, man? Okay, day one. Oh my god, what am I doing? Yo, chill. What? Day one. Day one setup environment. What is this?
Okay, I think that one is done. Change the color. How to change the color? Oh, I had to pay it. Damn. Okay, day one. There goes day two. Okay. Day two. It's gonna be paid, right? I had to change it manually. Okay. D2. What are we doing in D2? Use state. Make us. This also I done. This also I done. Use state. It's gonna use state. There we go. So that's day two. Huh? Didn't I save this? Yes. So day two. Use state. Make a counter. Okay, perfect. This is also I done this also. Now we're going to be doing in the day 3 one, right? Props. Build a card component, render 2 to 3 items with a different data. Okay. This is what I'm going to do now. Day 3. So we're going to add a card. Day 3. Why is it like? Oh. This is much more easy, right? Huh? We do something. All I need was a checklist, right? How do I create checklist? And why is it blue color? Yeah, instead of that I just gonna delete. I'm gonna add checklist. Add item. Oh, that's how we do it. Okay, perfect. I know what to do. So description is this. This is the description which I'm gonna try to follow. And the thing I'm trying to learn is props and component reuse. Okay, there we go. Perfect, right? This is looking good. Bruh. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is what it looks like, right? Props and components. Yeah. So day 3 I'm gonna be doing this, but I'm just gonna put it right over there if I forgot somehow. And let's move on to day 4, which is conditional rendering list. Day 4. Day 5. Day 6. Can I make this day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10, nah bro, day 11, day 12. Let me just copy the day thing. Copy. Oh shit, didn't I copy this? Why is it day 13? Okay, this is much more easy. Okay, day 14, day 15, day 16, day 17, day 18,
day 19, day 20, day 21, day 22, day 23, day 24, day 25, day 26, day 29, 28, I mean 27, bro, what am I saying? Day 28, day 29, day 30. Oh shit, day 30. There we go. So we have all these dates. Let's go with day 4. Conditional rendering and list. I want to learn this on the day 4. So basically tomorrow. So I want to add a checklist which has conditional rendering. There we go. And what I want to do, what I want to achieve, build a to-do list. Remove. Okay, there we go. There you go. Day 4 is done. And day 5, use fx plus f API calls. Okay, this is from day 5. It's getting interesting. Checklist and add this, and the thing I want to do is build a random jokes API. Jokes API. Okay, I'll do that. Okay. There we go. Day 5 done. Now let's go for day 6, form handling. Form handling, build a simple feedback that logs. Okay, this is actually pretty good, not gonna lie. Day 6 done. Now let's go for day 7. Day 7 is we're gonna make a project. Weather app. Day 7. The checklist. We wanna make that over there, and React mini project. There we go. Okay, day 7. I need to create a card in between. Okay. Add a label. Let's add a label saying, okay, we can say this is a checkpoint. Now what is this? Checkpoint. Let's add a checkpoint. I should be comfortable with it. Okay. Okay, day 7 is a checkpoint. And day 8. Let's go about day 8. Wait, I wanna know how my audios and everything work. Oh my god, I haven't. I was not doing this shit. Should I share this with my buddies or no? Wait, 1 second. Wait, 1 second. Wait, 1 second. Wait, 1 second. The audio was absolutely as I was testing. Audio was absolutely as I was testing. Audio was absolutely as I think it's good now. And yeah. Actually, let me just share my thing with my buddy. Where's the Discord? Let me open Discord in here. It's gonna send it on connected by Goon. What is this? Okay, I'm just gonna send it on to you. That's it, bro. Okay, I'll deal with the YouTube and stuff later. There we go. So where are we right now? Day 8, right? Yeah. Okay, we need to move on to day right. Okay, after 1 week, you should get okay. Set up Next.js, which I already done. Okay, I already done this too. I need to create. Okay, day 8 and 9 is completed already. So, but still, I'm gonna put this. Okay, day 8. Let me add a checkpoint checklist. Set up Next.js, and what I want to do is create a project with npx. Create a project with npx save. There we go. Which I already did. Bro, I wanna like mention that this thing over there, so it will be easier for me to understand. Day 8 set up Next.js. Okay, something like this. Okay, I think this will be a more better choice, I believe. It's fine, it's fine. Okay, let's go move on to day 9, page and routing. I think I already did this too, but still, who cares? Day 9, page and routing, which I need to complete by creating this and create a multiple pages, I think. So, let me just get comfortable. Oh my god, yeah. Okay. So that's day 9, which I already completed. Paging and routing. What is this? Oh, what is plan now? I think it's premium inbox now. Why is it blue color, man? Change background, custom color. Why is it not like, why don't have it have a black color? Why don't I have a black color, man? Okay, it's fine, whatever. Oh shit. So day 8 and 9 is what I done. Okay, let me edit day 3 prompts and reuse. Props and reuse. Okay, let me just go day 4. So this conditional rendering day high use API calls. Okay, day 5 we're gonna do use effect and API calls, and on day 6 we're gonna have this one, form handling. Oh, day 7. So should I just do this with React instead of Next.js? I think I should do that with normal React. So I'm just gonna use white wheat. What do you say? Once again. Okay, let me edit day 3 prompts and reuse. props and views. Okay, let me just go to A4. So this conditional rendering, day high use API calls. Okay, day 5 we're gonna do use effect and API calls, and on day 6 we're gonna have this one, form handling. Oh, okay, I'm back. I was just testing this shit out. Yeah, so I'm back. Where were we? Day 7, day 6 mini React project. Okay, let's not mark this as complete. I'm just gonna put this back. I wanna go in like a... Okay, day 1 and 2 is done. What was it? Set up a React environment. Okay, this is what I done. This is done. I can do this comfortably, so I'll mark this as done. What was this? Use state. Okay, I also did this yesterday, so I'm just gonna mark it as that. We got 3 4. Okay, now we're gonna go for 10. What are you doing in 10? Day 10. Layout on components. So we're gonna go layout on components, checklist, add layout on components, where we're gonna create a layout component. Okay, this is day 10. Day 11. Day 11 we're gonna be doing dynamic routes. I think I already did this, I believe. Bro, I don't need to create a checklist, man, because I can just... okay, what do you want, bro? Yeah, I did this, man. I did this, but it's fine. I don't need a checklist because I can just mark it as done. So I don't need a checklist anymore. Delete. There you go. Let me just delete all the checkpoints. I'm just creating these checkpoints for no reason. Delete. Wait, I'm gonna mark this as complete. Eh? What happened? Oh. How did I accidentally move that to done? Day 3, I don't need this. Day 4, I don't need this. Day 5, need this. Okay, 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, which I done. 10 11 dynamic routes. So that's dynamic routes. Once again, I need to add some music, man. Just be right back. Oh shit. Okay, let me add this. Uh, what the hell? Okay, we got 5. Okay, that would be enough. Okay, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. So where are we right now? We are at day 12 now. On day 12 we're gonna be doing some fetching data. So day 12 we're gonna be fetching data by building a product using okay, day 13 we're gonna be doing API routes. This is where part gets interesting, bro. This is what the stuff I want to learn. API routes where make an API calls. There we go. Day 14 is a checkpoint. So day 14 I'm gonna use styling 8 tile CSS, which is gonna be a checkpoint by saying after 2 weeks okay. Okay, this is the thing I want to know. So I didn't want to create all this, man. How do I delete how do I delete a card? Let's go like just go C. How do I delete cards, man? Oh, I just okay. What is this music? But I don't care. Let's just move on with our life, man. So day 15 to 16 we're gonna do something. Okay, so day 15 and 16 we're gonna be planning a project. We're gonna be planning a project. So we're gonna go with the checklist. So we're gonna create a checklist. So first one will be a blog, a notes app, portfolio, we can choose whatever, and a recipe finder. Where did it go? Recipe finder. It's gonna add that. Recipe finder. We're gonna create anything. Day 17 to 19. Day 17 to 18, we're gonna be doing building the core pages. We're gonna be building the core pages. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do today. 19 and day 20 to 21, we're gonna be adding styling and responsiveness. Day 20 to 21, right? And day 20 to 21, we're gonna be adding styling and responsiveness. Add loading skeletons, errors, etc. Okay. Day 22. I wanna create a server components, clients components. Bro, what is this music? One second. Bro, what is this music, man? Sure beats. Just gonna go with something like this. Yeah, let's play this one. Oh, my PC is fucking up actually. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever, bro. Whatever. Server components and client components. That's what we're gonna do. 22, right? 22, yeah. Day 22. We're gonna add a server components and client components, which day 21. What? 20. Oh, it's 22. Okay, I didn't add it. Day 22. Okay, on day 22, we are gonna split parts. Okay, day 22. That's day 20. Oh my god, why did I create any tab? 23 data fetching strategies. Day 23 data fetching, which I'm gonna compare fetch. I don't know what this is, but let's see. Metadata and SEO. 24. Day 24, which we're gonna add a custom title method. Huh? What? Okay, day 24 is done. Day 25, forms and appear out. Day 25, we're gonna do forms and appear routing. In this, add a contact form that posts to appear. I don't know what to do this way. Okay. Day 26 to 27, we're gonna be doing authentication. Bro, we are gonna do authentication, bro. What do you mean optional? This is not optional. Yeah. And this one we're gonna use next auth locally. Okay. Why am I creating a new tab? Day 28, optimize and clean up. 28. Day 28, we're gonna go optimize and clean up, which we're gonna remove unused records and add loading tidy. I'm gonna deploy it on Vercel. I think I know how to do this. Think I can also do this. Day 29 and 30 is done. Why do I need one day to do this, man? Why do I need 2 days to do this? This literally takes like 10 minutes or something to deploy on Vercel, and we can do the same thing over there. Okay. Okay, this is the stuff I want to do. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go like this. Can we add an optional thing? Optional, right? Optional, which we're gonna move this over there. Pending. Wait, it's not gonna be pending, bro. Let's change the name to do. Optional, we're gonna create a card. Okay, we're gonna copy this. Yeah, I don't need this, bro. I'm just gonna going over there. Actually, this list, I don't need this. Bro, Notion is pretty good for these kind of things, bro. I don't know how to use it actually. I think I already have this one. Wait, let me check. I think, yeah, I'm already using some kind of stuff like this, but I don't know how to properly use it. Okay, I'm gonna keep it over there. Nah. Yeah, this is what I want, right? Goals tracker. Due date, there is no due date, there is no priority, there is no team, there's a progress. Huh? How do I make this, man? Okay, let me just copy this response. How to create Notion for this? I don't know how to use Notion. We're not gonna, maybe we're just gonna do some setup and thing. Can I change the title right now? Can we change the title as I'm streaming? Yeah, I think I can. Can I add another one? Planning. Okay. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, Sleepy Bear, hello? Hello, hi, bro. Sorry, I wasn't checking. Where are you gonna learn topics, bro? I don't know, man. Let's see. I'm just gonna like learn wherever, like I don't know, like ask AI, like watch some videos and shit, something like that. Wait, yeah. So that's how I'm gonna do it. Wait, did he saw it? I don't know how to use Notion. I'm just trying to like how to use Notion and shit. Who is this? Bro, do I know you? Sleepy Bear? One second. Do I know you? Hmm. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, bro. One second. So yeah, how to do this setup? Once you see a bank say, create a page. I already have something in. Okay, create new page. Empty page. Okay, 30 days learning challenge. And then in this, add a table full page. How do I add table? Okay, table. Huh? Wait, what happened? So I want to go first of all. Create a page. Call it that one. Okay. What is document hub, man? How do I create a new one? Bro, how? Okay, create a new page. 30 days meeting challenge. Okay, so that is gonna be there. Add a table. I'm just gonna use Trello, bro. I'll deal with Notion later. I don't want to deal with Notion today now. That is it for today, right? Optimization and cleanup.
If you want to make a game, unless you're a cracked developer or enjoy putting yourself through pain, you'll need to learn a game engine like Godot, Unity, or Unreal Engine, and thus GDScript, C#, C++, or Visual Scripting are among the things that you need to understand. If, like me, you've been wanting to build your first SaaS, focusing on learning web technologies was the obvious path. Number 5, your language does not matter. As developers, learning new languages and frameworks is a ton of fun, but it also makes the choice of which you want to learn and use in projects so much more overwhelming. The thing that I need to remind myself of often is that your language or technology does not matter. They all have their strengths and weaknesses, of course, and are better for different purposes, but it doesn't matter if your backend API is in Go or TypeScript, just fucking choose a language and move on. If you're constantly learning different languages or jumping between one of the 17 different JavaScript frameworks, you're going to slow down your progress. Picking one tech stack that you like and can begin to understand really becomes a superpower. When I decided to start working on my app, Creator Kiwi, I chose Next.js for the front end because I had enjoyed using it building my personal site and blog, and then I chose Go for the back end because it was a language I had used in school, kind of liked, and heard good things about it in terms of performance and code simplicity. Now that I have a good amount of experience working with both these technologies, I'm a much faster developer with them. I understand how to use these tools, and any other project that I go to work on, this is what I'm going to use. Again, the actual technologies you're using doesn't really matter, but if you're interested in seeing all the different tools that have been helpful for me in building my first app. I was stuck in tutorial hell, which is where I would watch tons of videos about how to code, but if I ever tried to go and implement something for myself, I felt completely lost. Tutorials give you the sense of progress and make you feel like you're learning, but if you're not using them in the right way, the chances are that you'll retain very little of the info. For me, the most effective way I found of learning with tutorials is using a crash course video to understand syntax and the general patterns of a language, and then immediately get into applying that topic in my own project. I found over time that I much prefer this style of learning where if I do come across a roadblock, I can just search into Google, ask AI, or find some specific YouTube video that guides me with that specific issue I'm having. If you're brand new to coding and haven't used other languages before, you will probably need to use more tutorials to understand more of the basic concepts, but what I urge you to do is do all of the exercises, even if they feel simple, that a course you're taking tells you to, and even better, create your own exercises, like after every video you watch, finding some way to apply what you just learned without copying any solution. Number 7, avoid AI. I know this is probably a hot take, but just being super real, if I were talking to my younger self trying to learn coding today, I would tell them to completely ignore AI. Right now you hear a lot of people talking about how you can use AI to ship an app in 3 days and make $1 million, but that makes it really easy to get into this mindset of chasing quick wins. But I still think that keeping a long-term approach with building is how you stay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
I'm sure someone's coined this term already, but AI hell is 100 times worse than tutorial hell.
Yeah,
If
I
you're
understand
using
that.
AI when you don't actually know how to code, it'll feel like magic and like you're making tons of progress. You can ask AI to fix or add anything, and for a while, it'll probably do a pretty good job. The problem is that as your codebase is growing in complexity, it's going to have bugs and you won't understand how it works, and then the AI will end up creating more and more bugs in an attempt to fix the old ones. Taking your time and learning the hard way is how you're going to pick up the essential concepts of the tech you're working with, and later be able to guide AI and have it help you be more productive. When I was first learning Go, I realized that I relied way too much on AI for like a month or two and remembered very little of how the language actually worked.
Yeah.
After that point, I've mostly stopped using AI for Go entirely, only asking it questions when I get stuck. If you're using an AI IDE like Cursor,
Okay, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm not gonna use AI to generate code for me. I'm gonna like in my VS Code, right? I have something called a kilo code, which is basically like Cursor, but you can just plug it with on your own API keys and everything. The kilo code, this is right there. So what I do is I set this to ask mode, and what this does is it cannot like manually edit the code by itself. It can only tell me what to do. So by using this ask mode, I'm just gonna I just gonna ask my doubts and everything, and it's gonna clarify my doubts, so I can just do the thing by myself. That's how I did most of this part. So that's a good approach that I'm also using right now.
recommend for any code that you don't know how to write, use the ask mode instead of letting the agent write it.
Yeah,
Once
exactly.
you understand what you're doing and are simply asking the agent to write it faster, you can review that code and be confident whether or not it's correct. Number 8, project-based learning is the best method. Now, this is of course just my opinion, and if tutorials do work really well for you, that's awesome. But for me, I found that I much more enjoy working on a specific project and then supplementing it with tutorials, YouTube videos, Google searches, etc. so that when I'm running into problems, I can use those to help me with my project.
Exactly.
I learned Unreal Engine and game development as a whole for the first time in my second last semester of college, where I had a class where it was set up that the entire semester we worked on a single game. We had a few lectures in the first couple of weeks that were the basics of Unreal, showing us how to use the editor, what blueprints were, and just enough that we could feel somewhat comfortable. Then the rest of the semester, it was up to us to finish our game purely on our own, so I had to learn how to use blueprints, which technically isn't coding, but it's still using the same concepts of programming and calling functions, having loops, etc. After that class ended, I ended up working for the first few months of 2025 with my brother on our first game, and having that project to work on taught me a ton about game development with Unreal specifically. Unfortunately, I have put that game aside for the moment to focus on other projects, but the reason I mention that is I talked about for years wanting to learn game development, and in just a couple of months when working on a very specific project, I was able to learn a ton. 9 is focus on solving problems.
Yeah,
This
I wanna like
concept is
focus on
thrown
all
around a
these things,
lot,
man.
and for the first few years I was learning to code, I thought it was BS. That belief honestly held me back more than I realized, but at the end of the day, the purpose of writing code is to build something that solves a problem. When you're looking for an idea for a project, the best way to find one is solve a problem that you've experienced or know that somebody else has. When I was trying to come up with ideas for SaaS products I could build, I had a Notion database full of ideas, but more importantly, they were focused around
Yeah,
problems
these
that I
guys are
had
using
encountered.
Notion,
When you're
bro. Look,
focused on
this is what I'm saying.
problems like
Look, he just created the Trello, whatever this is, Kanban, Trello, whatever this is. He just created that with Notion. That's what I'm trying to learn. I think Notion is the go-to thing. Let's log in. Man, how do I make this, man? I want to watch a tutorial on how to perfectly use Notion after this one.
I don't know which of my YouTube videos drives the most leads to my newsletter, or I find XYZ tool for doing some task really confusing. It becomes much easier to figure out what you could build to solve that pain point. Number 10 is create building blocks. What I mean by this is write your code in such a way that it's modular enough to act like a building block. You can import it into a completely different project and it's able to work just fine. Whenever you're building UI components or even writing backend authentication systems, when you're focused on making each of these systems a reusable building block, you write better code and save yourself a ton of time in the future when you want to reuse this functionality. If you're totally stumped on what to build, creating a template for yourself is a fantastic first project idea. This is actually what I built before I started working on Creator Kiwi, which is my link conversion tracking app for creators and founders. I had a Next.js and Go full stack app that had billing and authentication set up so that whenever I built a SaaS product, I didn't.
I actually want to do something like this. Okay, do you guys know about something called what do you say? Okay, this is not that. I want to learn Notion, but not now. There is something called for authentication. What was it called? Auth0. Man, what was it? What was it? Auth. What was it called, bro? Let me ask AI actually. Auth service with pre-built components. Okay. There is a auth service with pre-built components. 05 base of tokens. Do a search. Bro, what is this? What service with pre-built components? Pre-built auth signal, not this one, not this one. Oh, what is this? Bro, I don't remember what was it, man. Okay, let me check if I have this right now. CD into case DC CD dev CD web projects CD case DC CD case DC nvim. I can just open nvim, right? How do I switch between tabs, man? Okay. E. Do I press E? Oh my god. I just ruined it. Okay. No worries. Switch to other buffer. Bro, I don't know how to switch in the click this, right? Source in other app that takes what was it, man? It's not app, it should be made, right? Library
Uh, no, I believe I had a lot of components, so this is not it, I believe. I don't think this is it. Let me go into GitHub. So, wait. Yeah, I think this is it. This is it. I had something in the index.html, not that one. Source and .tsx, I believe. Okay, there is something called auth, I believe. Component app.dashboard. It's not it. Yeah, I have a bunch of things out there. Translation. Maybe I have something in this one. Pop over, cyber, consider. What was it, man? I don't remember. How do I remember that one? Wait. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I don't know how to use it, essential man. Okay, can I use GitHub Copilot? Okay, let me ask. What did he repositories? Wait, what? Hey, I can just log in into the Vercel, bro. Am I dumb? Let me just go inside this. Yeah, I think this is the one. This will handle lagging, by the way. Yeah, clerk. Oh my god, perfect. This is what I was looking for, clerk. So basically what I want to do is I want to have basically I want to create something like a clerk, but for myself. Does that make sense?
Didn't have to rewrite any of that boilerplate code. That saved me a ton of time when I decided that I wanted to work on Creator Kiwi, so I could immediately get into writing business logic. Number 11 is have a proper project management workflow. For me, this means using Linear to write down all of the features, improvements, and bugs that I want to work on. This is one place where I can go to see what is the highest priority thing to work on, and also figure out how much progress I'm making over time. It doesn't need to be complicated. Notion or Trello can also work well, well, I think it's just about having a single place where you're documenting your work and thinking about how your projects will evolve. Number 12 is avoid scope creep. When you're working on a project, the number one thing that will slow you down and prevent you from shipping is adding on way too many features. If I was really clear on what I was trying to build with my startup, I probably could have shipped in what took me 3 months, about a month and a half. Instead, because I started the project wanting to basically create social media management tools on top of my main link conversion tracking functionality, and then getting into CRM-like features and a ton of other bloat, it just took me a lot more time. From day one, you should be super focused on what your MVP looks like, which is the smallest and simplest version of the product that is still useful and can prove whether anyone cares. Number 13, actually ship something. In my 8 years of coding, I've literally shipped twice, if you don't want to count like my portfolio websites. That was one shitty side project, frankly, and my SaaS. Now that I've actually worked on a real project and finished the MVP, I'm much more confident in my coding abilities and the fact that I can make things. Making the scope of your project smaller will help a ton with this, and honestly, if you're struggling to finish the projects you're working on, the best thing you can do is either significantly cut down on the scope or just choose a small project you can finish in a week. Make a game that you can publish on itch.io next Sunday, or build an app and send me a DM on Twitter with your domain and I'll check it out. Number 14, give yourself deadlines. This one is huge. Having a specific day that you intend on finishing your project will work wonders for your productivity. I took a quick trip home last month and randomly decided that, you know what, I'm gonna launch my private beta next week, and I did it. If I didn't give myself this frankly arbitrary date, I'd probably find a way to still be working on my quote MVP today. 15, know when to cut your losses. I was just working on a new feature to build simple landing pages so that tracking email signups was easier, but it got to be a lot harder than I realized. I spent like a week and a half on it and really started to feel unmotivated because it was super difficult and I wasn't shipping anything else in my app. I had to make the hard decision to put aside all of that work I just did for the moment and work on a quick one-day feature to give myself that quick win and get back to actually working on important things. I'm not saying to have 20 unfinished projects, but if you know what you're building is a waste of time or should be set aside, don't feel bad about doing it. 16, don't be a perfectionist. One of the things that really slowed me down in shipping my first app was trying to polish everything. I wanted the UI to look super clean and have tons of keyboard shortcuts and subtle animations. All that's cool, but it only slowed me down and prevented me from figuring out whether anybody cared about what I was building. 17 is use version control. When you're working alone on a project, it might seem like a waste of time to use Git and work on different branches and have PRs, but when you're using a real version control workflow, it makes staying focused on one task at a time a lot easier. It also means that once you've launched, you can more easily jump between different work or revert your changes if you broke something. 18, make marketing a priority. This is mainly applicable if you're trying to build a commercial project, but this also applies in just showing off what you're working on to potential employers.
I got the things done. I got the basic things now. How to learn Notion. Oh, shit. Why did this guy have a... Yeah, without losing my... Exactly. Oh my god, thank you. They have a fucking full course on a Notion, bro. It's a note-taking app. Why do you need a course to learn that shit?
To help you get started in Notion without losing your mind, we'll begin with a
It's not the
completely blank Notion page.
It's just my
and in just
PC
12 minutes
up.
or so, you have your very own LifeOS.
This is my PC fucking up. This is not my YouTube or anything. Because if I go look into here, there we go. My process is fucked up right now. 70 30. Yeah, so yeah.
Home screen up and running. It comes with one essential dashboard to help beginners get started, and this dashboard is powered by two extremely simple databases. And to prove to you, this is literally how I started using Notion years ago. This is my current LifeOS home screen, and as you can see, it's basically set up the same way. So let's get started. First, we give this blank page a name, LifeOS, and we choose an icon. I like to use the yin yang icon here. We press enter, we press we press hashtag twice, space for heading to, dashboard, / blue. You can choose whatever color you want. I'll choose blue background here. Enter, and triple hyphen 1, 2, 3 to add a divider. I just think that looks super clean.
Yeah.
And then double hashtag again, 1, 2, and we type a database here, / gray background, and triple hyphen again, 1, 2, 3. Now, the most common advice you'll hear from experienced users is that databases are the cornerstone of productive Notion setups. So we're gonna first build out our databases, then come back to the dashboard pages. Go ahead and type in / table and select the table view under database here. And then we're gonna actually select the data source and select a new database. We're gonna name this task database. And because I don't want a table taking up half my screen, I'm gonna choose this button here, and I'm gonna turn this into a page. So I can now click into the task database and work on this in a clean page. I'm gonna choose an icon, and let's choose a check mark here, like so. And this is gonna be task. This property, I'm gonna change this property from multi-select to a date because we want tasks are attached to due dates.
Okay.
I like to select the month, date, year because I was fortunately brought up in the US, and time format 24 hours. And this is gonna be renamed to due date, like so. Let's decrease the size here a little bit. And the final property we're gonna add is a checkbox because we wanna check tasks that have already been completed. And we're gonna rename this, oops, sorry, click too fast there, to done. And pro tip with checkbox properties, you can actually just hide the property name. I'm gonna drag this to the left here so I can like click this like so, right? Oops. And I'm gonna change this table name to all tasks, and I will select a bullet point drop down menu like so it looks a little bit cleaner. Let's add some tasks just for placeholder purposes. First is watch Apple Vision Pro review, and number 2 is sell kidney to afford it. Due date, let's say for the sake of argument, today is when I'll watch a review. Tomorrow or in 2 days, I'll sell my kidney. Oops, there we go. Let's actually clear this up. Next, we're gonna book a flight to San Francisco to complain to Tim Cook directly. And as you can see, this has wrap columns turned on. So I'm just gonna go to the 3 buttons here, click layout, and toggle off wrap all columns. I just think this looks cleaner. I'm gonna choose a due date here to be 2 weeks from now. And since this is a task database, we're gonna add a sort by due date ascending so that the next due task is shown up top. And if you're using Notion yourself, you will not see this save for everyone option. So you can choose to ignore it for this entire tutorial. And now if I choose to add a new task, like and comment on Jeff's video and set that
just
go back a page, control left bracket to go back a page. And we're gonna now start building our next note-taking database. So / table, same exact process as before. Select the table view, new database. We're gonna name this notes database. And similar to last time, we're gonna click this and turn into a page to have Notion, the notes database rather, be in a standalone page. Add an icon, and I like to choose one of the writing icons here, like so. And when it comes to properties, we're gonna rename this to note. We're gonna change this to date, actually.
Basically, we create databases.
Like so.
Okay, let's just watch the full video.
Year and 24 hour. Let's decrease the size of this a little bit. And then we're gonna add select property type, and we're gonna type note type. And we'll come back to this in a little bit. We're gonna add the 4th property is created time, so you know when the note was created. Let's choose the exact same time format. And we're gonna add a last updated time, so how recently the note was updated. We're gonna change that. And there you go. You might be confused as to why there's another date property here. For example, if I had a one-on-one meeting with my manager, I'm gonna start the note today, but the meeting is for tomorrow. So the created time wouldn't accurately reflect that. I personally have 3 categories of notes. The first notes type is when a meeting occurs or a presentation happens and you're taking down notes, summarizing your learnings and findings. The second type of notes, for example, let's say my friend tells me about his trip to Iceland. I'm like, oh, think about traveling to Iceland. Sounds like a beautiful place to go. And let's say this is happening like next week in the future. This would count as a thought for me, like thoughts, right? No meeting happened, no presentation occurred. It was just me thinking by myself, oh, I should do something, or this was interesting. And the third category of notes is if I clipped a YouTube video or online article, for example, Intro to AI by Google. And let's say this happens 2 weeks from now, I would categorize this as research. And you could change the colors of all these notes by clicking 3 button here. Let's say notes is blue, thoughts is yellow, and research we can notes, and similar to last time, let's select the bullet point one, and research we can let it remain gray. And finally, let's change the view name to all notes, and similar to last time, let's select the bullet point one, and we can sort by date, descending this time, so that the most recent notes are shown up top. Save for everyone, or just save if you're using Notion by yourself. Now that we have these 2 databases, let's build out our first dashboard. So / page this time instead of a table, enter. And we're gonna name this Command Center. Let's select an icon. Let's do the activity icon, right, like so. And this is a personal preference, but whenever I create a new page, I like to press enter / breadcrumb to show the current page location. Then enter again, hyphen, hyphen, hyphen to add a divider line. I just think this looks super clean. Then top right, we're gonna choose as 3 dots, and we're gonna actually turn this page to full width to give us more space to work with. Hashtag, hashtag, or yeah, pound sign, space for heading 2, and we're gonna choose weekly task view here, / blue again, hyphen, hyphen, hyphen. We can select these 2 elements, Command D to copy and paste, move the newly created elements to the right here, like so. Drop it, and we're going to move the divider line back up here. We're going to change this to notes view. This next part is what makes Notion so powerful. We will now create views of the 2 databases we just created so that we can see our tasks and notes in a single location. This is why this is called the Command Center. Starting with the weekly view section / table, we're still going to select the table view under databases. But unlike last time, we're going to select the task database we built earlier in this video. And we're going to choose to copy an existing view, all tasks. Now, before we do anything else, you want to actually left click on all tasks and make a duplicate view. So you have the all task view still there. And then we're going to play around with this new view. We're going to rename this to upcoming. I want to see the upcoming task in the next 7 days. We're going to change the icon here to an eye icon. And then we're going to select the filter to done is unchecked so that all uncompleted tasks will be visible, right? We're going to save this. And we're going to add another filter because I want the upcoming 7-day task to be visible only. So we're going to choose the due date. Go in. Start date is on or before, drop down menu, 1 week from now. So all tasks between today and the next week will be shown. We're going to save for everyone. And we're going to make sure the sort due date is still ascending. So the next task will be shown first. So let's say cell kidney, that's due 2 days from now. If I were to select 3 weeks from now, it disappears, right? Command Z, we bring it back. So that's how this works. To clean this up a little bit, we can actually click filter to get rid of all the filter and sort options. And we're going to click the 3 dots here and hide the database title. Now you can toggle between the upcoming view and the all task view. The third and final view we're going to build is something called the inbox view, and it's very important for task management. And this is how it works. Let's first go to the all task view again. We're going to left click 3 dots and make another duplicate of the all task view. We're going to name this inbox, and we're going to select the mailbox icon like so. And the only filter option here will be the due date is gonna be empty, is empty. Now, The way this works is you can quickly capture any ideas or tasks you have in here without assigning a due date, because sometimes you don't know when the task has to be due. And you can find them all here. The second you add a due date, so let's go through an example. Rehearse for next
Bro,
presentation.
this is just too much, man.
The due date's empty right now, but if I select it next week, it disappears. And if we go to upcoming, it shows up rehearse for next and center of mind. In the meantime, let's move on to a must-know feature all beginners should use: templates. For example, in your notes view, if you click here or click the new button here, you'll be greeted with an empty page. Team meeting, and you have to populate everything.
Bro, what? So you basically need what do you say? Crash course. Okay, let's see how he does it. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Here's how I'd learn Notion if I had to start over. Look, nowadays I'm a Notion nerd, but before I blossomed into this database wizard, I would open up Notion and be like, whoa, what's the deal with Notion? But now I
Bro,
open up
okay, I'll
Notion
tell you
and I'm
this is
like,
not the internet.
"Good morning, Notion. This is very intuitive to me." So in this video I'll show you how to use Notion if I hadn't used Notion before, because if you're struggling to do basic stuff in Notion, you might as well just give up on your goals right now. Open up that vision board for me, delete that photo of Bali, delete that photo of that six-pack, delete that photo of an infinity pool, because if you don't learn Notion right now, you will never, ever swim in an infinity pool. Part 1, projects. So the first thing that you need to do in your Notion, if you're new here, is add your project. Now there's a bunch of different ways we could do this. We could just write project 1, project 2, but obviously that's stupid. So what we're going to do instead is use the power of databases. Now there are a ton of different types of databases in Notion, and it might be kind of confusing. You're like, whoa, what does all of this stuff mean? So we'll make it very easy. What you're going to do is click on this one, gallery view. So gallery, if you don't know, means it's a gallery. You could have figured that out yourself though. So here is project, and here we will write project 1 and project, get this, 2. And here you can add all of your different projects. So we'll click on the 3 dots, we'll click on layout, and then here where we have card size, we're going to change it from medium to...
Bro, why is this guy using white mode, man?
And also, if you want to, you can click on these 3 dots up here, and you can click on full width. So the first thing you're going to do is add all of your different projects in here. This is really important because we want Notion to be your one hub for everything.
Yeah, exactly.
One app for your projects, one app for your tasks, one app for your calendar, one app for your notes, etc.
Exactly.
It's too much, you're checking a bunch of different websites, you're wasting your time. We want one dashboard where we have everything. So now we have projects. The next thing we're going to do is add tasks. So we're going to do another database, and this is going to be a table view. So tables in Notion, I'll just explain it real quick. But basically you have these kind of tables. These ones are just like normal, like you would find in Word or whatever.
Yeah.
They're not that special. We don't want to use that because it doesn't connect with anything. And then the next thing you have is these here, which are just normal to-do list items. To do one. But the thing with these is, again, it doesn't connect with anything. There's no data. So we want to use databases. These are so smart. And since we're learning Notion from scratch, the 3 things we want to have in here is projects, tasks, and one more thing. But I'm going to wait for that to increase retention. So here we're going to have to do 1, and we'll have to do 2. Now you're like, hey, how do I know if I've completed this? That's a really good question. We'll click on the plus
Checkbox.
here. Now what this is going to do is add a property. So properties are the same thing as columns in Notion. And for this, what we'll do is choose a checkbox. And I'll just call it a space bar. That way we don't have to see any text. And I can drag this to the side. So now I can see if it's been completed or not. Now we'll add one more property by clicking on the plus here. And if we scroll down, here we can see this thing called a relation. Now relations might sound kind of confusing if you're learning Notion from scratch, but basically all you're saying is, hey, I want this database to talk to this database. So what we're going to do is say relate to, and here I'll write project, and here we are going to select the existing database. So that is this database here, project. So I'll click on that. And here I'm going to say no limit, and you're going to want to have two-way relation on, and I'll say add relation. So now if I click here, it should come up with project 1 and project 2, and it does. So now to do 1 is to do with project 1, and let's just say to do 2 is also to do with project 1. Now check this out, check this out. If I click on project 1, the tasks project 2 do 2 and 2 do 1 show up here. Now what we could do is rearrange this so tasks is its own separate section, but that's a bit more advanced. I'm kidding. You're ready for it, young Padawan. We're going to click on customize layout. And whoa, this looks kind of confusing, but you're wrong, it's not. We're going to click on the plus here, and now we want this tasks here to show up. So all we're going to do is click on tasks. So now that and this is separate. So now if I say apply to all pages, look at that, the tasks show up here. And if we click on these 3 dots and click on this, we can now see if it's been completed or not. And because everything's connected, if I tick this and look at that, that's ticked in right there.
God,
Now
okay.
we have our projects in here and we have our tasks. So now if you're new to Notion, the last thing you want to add is a calendar. So what we're going to do is write calendar here, and here we can see calendar view. Now, instead of clicking on new calendar, we don't want a new calendar, okay? We don't. What we want is our tasks. We want to see this as a calendar. So what I'm going to do is once again click on the existing database of tasks. So now if I scroll down, I can see my tasks here. And you might be thinking, why isn't to do 1 and to do 2 coming up here on my tasks? Well, it's because it doesn't have a date property. Now, as you can see, automatically this date property appeared here. That is because for a calendar to exist, it needs to have a date property. Obvious. Think about it. So what we're going to do is click on to do 1 here, and I'll select today. Wow. Look at that, to do 1 is showing up here, and we'll do the same thing with to do 2. I'll click on tomorrow, and look at that, it's showing up there. Now the cool thing here, if you're completely new to Notion, is you can literally just drag this about like that. It is really, really useful. I use Notion to plan out my entire week, my entire month, every minute of my day, every minute of my life. I'm obsessed with Notion. If you can't tell, Notion is my only personality trait. Now there is one last thing that I would learn if I was starting Notion from scratch. So we have our project in here, and it's coming up with our tasks. That's awesome. And obviously I can write stuff in here as well. Then we have our calendar showing up here. So we have the 3 main ingredients for a good dashboard. However, here I'm going to see all of my tasks, 2 do 3, even if they've been completed. Oh, that is annoying. So what are we going to do? Well, if we were living like this, where we had a to-do list like that, and then we had 1, 2, 3, and you tick these off, what's happening is you're going to end up having a very, very long list of completed items, and it's just going to be really confusing. It's too much for the eye. We don't want that. Your brain can't handle that much visual stuff. Now, if you're new to databases, don't be too overwhelmed, but we have filters, we have sorting, we have automations as well, and we have groups. These 3 things are so powerful, and you can do so much with them, and it's how I built my entire headquarters template. Cough, cough, hint, hint, link in the description. But what we're going to do here is right-click on table, and we are going to duplicate. So this here is a tab, and here this is going to be uncompleted. And the other one here, the table one, I'm going to rename this, and this is going to be called all tasks. So I have my uncompleted and all tasks. So now what I want to do is use this powerful tool called a filter. And this truly is the last major thing that I would learn if I was learning Notion from scratch. Learning how to use filters. So you'll click on filter, and we are going to filter this by the checkbox property. Because here we only want to see the stuff that is unchecked. So now the others have been removed, but we haven't deleted them like we did with the scenario before. Instead, what we've done is just hide it from this tab. So that filter is just applied to this tab. So now if we click on all tasks, you can still see all of this stuff. And you can use filters and sorting and groups to do so much. I have it automatically organizing my task list using the Eisenhower matrix. I use it for scheduling out my day. I use it for time tracking based on which projects and life buckets I'm doing. You can do so much with them. Now, if you want to learn about page structures, text formatting, and all that stuff, then click on this
What
video.
is this?
Or if you just want my ultimate productivity Notion template,
Why does he have
then
a
click on
full
this tour video
his
here.
whole
Thanks for watching.
like,
I hope this helped.
the most things of comedy, I think I cannot find just and I'm pushing boundaries of formulas. Oh my god. How do I do this, man? View number tip. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Change the playback speed of all of these videos. He speaks, moves, and so fast you truly digest. And this video should be longer than what? Okay, the tutorial is great, not for beginners, but What the? So guys, I'm just gonna leave now, and we'll continue the streaming tomorrow, and we're gonna do this shit tomorrow. Yeah. Goodbye.